Welcome to AZPM News Daily, a wrap-up of all the day's news from Arizona Public Media. I'm Steve Jess, and we start off our week with a call to action from Trump's Education Department to American universities. Measles cases hit a new high.
The majority of those cases have been among unvaccinated kids.
And a Tucson NASCAR driver heads for his final finish line.
Bowman gained fame for his qualifying performances at NASCAR's Daytona 500.
That's ahead on this Monday, August 3rd. Topping our news today, Education Secretary Linda McMahon wants the University of Arizona to reassert its commitment to serving the American public. She sent that call to action to institutions of higher education across the country today. In response, UA President Suresh Garamella pointed to a proposal last year that asked universities to commit to President Trump's political priorities in exchange for favorable access to federal funding. Garamella noted the UA ultimately rejected that proposal. In today's letter, McMahon asks universities to, as she put it, issue landmark declarations of purpose across 7 different areas. That includes questions on how institutions will ensure admissions are based on merit, how campus operations will continue amid what she called violent protests, and how traditional methods of teaching will be prioritized in the age of artificial intelligence. The UA did not provide AZPM with more specific details on how it plans to respond to McMahon's call to action. A newly proposed water sharing deal would mean significant reductions to the water flowing to Arizona. Tony Perkins has reaction to the plan passed down by the federal government on Friday.
Water experts regard the plan as the long-awaited verdict on how 7 western states will share the dwindling supply from the Colorado River. University of Arizona geoscientist Carl Flessa explains the rash of disagreements that kept states from reaching an earlier consensus came from customs that originated in the territorial era.
And we run up against those legal issues that I mentioned about water rights that were established as long ago as in the 19th century. In terms of first in time, first in use.
First in time, first in use comes from a property law theory that says the first user of a certain resource is its owner. Flessa suggests it's one reason why upper basin states, such as Utah and Wyoming, are being given priority over lower basin states like Arizona and California in the new government plan. I'm Tony Perkins, AZPM News.
Measles continues to spread in Arizona, and as kids are heading back to school, most classrooms across the state have immunization rates below the level recommended to prevent an outbreak. Catherine Davis-Young has more from Phoenix.
Arizona has had 342 measles cases since last year. That's the highest tally the state has seen in more than 3 decades. The majority of those cases have been among unvaccinated kids. Medical experts say measles is so contagious, about 95% of the population needs to be vaccinated to stop its spread. Only a quarter of Arizona's kindergarten classrooms hit that target last year. And in Greenlee, Mojave, La Paz, and Yavapai counties, there were no schools reporting 95% immunity.
That's just a perfect environment for bigger outbreaks in the future.
Will Humble directs the Arizona Public Health Association. He says measles is likely to be active in Arizona until vaccination rates rise higher. Catherine Davis-Young, Phoenix.
State Attorney General Chris Mays today sued the Trump administration over its latest tariffs. Angela Gervasi has more.
In July, the Trump administration announced a sweeping round of tariffs on dozens of countries, accusing them of failing to effectively prohibit forced labor. The tariffs include major trading partners like Canada and Mexico. But Mays argues that federal officials are using forced labor as an excuse to implement the tariffs, which the president has repeatedly supported. She also says domestic consumers will bear the brunt of the cost.
What President Trump's new tariffs will do, and what they have already done, is raise prices.
It marks the 47th lawsuit Mays has filed against the federal government since Trump took office in 2025. Angela Gervasi, AZPM News.
A Trump-aligned law firm is suing Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes over his description of a Republican election reform proposal on the November ballots. America First Legal, founded by Trump advisor Stephen Miller, accuses Fontes of using misleading language to describe Proposition 144. That proposal would require all voters to present an ID to cast a ballot, even if they vote by mail. It would also ban foreign nationals from contributing to campaigns in Arizona and give the legislature broad latitude to change election laws to speed up vote counting and maintain election security. Tucson NASCAR driver Alex Bowman says he is retiring from the National Stock Car Series. Tony Perkins has more about one of the city's least-known professional athletes.
Bowman told AZPM in 2024 about his teenage years in Tucson, driving laps around an old track on the city's northwest side.
It's a pavement track. It's still there. I want to say it's like I-10 and Cortero Farms. I raced there, and then we started traveling to California quite a bit to race.
At 33 years old, Bowman's currently behind the wheel of a NASCAR ride provided by Hendrick Motorsports, one of the leading teams on the racing circuit. ESPN reports he missed 4 races this season because he suffered from vertigo. Bowman has also sustained concussions and other injuries from crashes during his racing career. Bowman gained fame for his qualifying performances at NASCAR's Daytona 500. He started from the front row for 6 consecutive years, a NASCAR record at Daytona. But Bowman's best finish there was a close second in 2024. I'm Tony Perkins, AZPM News.
And now you're caught up on the stories we've covered today at Arizona Public Media. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to AZPM News Daily wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Steve Jess, and we'll be back tomorrow.